Welcome back to the Research Studio. I am your host, Dr. Yava Logan, here to show you Covidence. Covidence is a really nice review kind of software. You can actually, if you get really creative, use it for all sorts of kind of documents to review. So as long as you need to screen a document, Covidence is great software. So as you see on the screen, we've started our review already. Yes, I'm jumping in. I'm assuming you already have an account. You'll name it whatever you want to name it. I chose other for our question type because we're doing something with systems and policies, and there's not really a good definition for that except other. So we do all of that. Now, one thing that is new is this automation options. And so when you're doing a review paper, scoping review, systematic review, rapid review, anything that you want to do data extraction, even if you're doing your own lit review and you just want to do data extraction, Covenant has now created a AI support for extraction. Notice that you can turn it on or turn it off. It's up to you. I am going to leave it on because I would actually like to see how it does and how it compares in this review. Covenants claims that they do a good job. It's doing a good job. And so we'll see if they can make do on that claim. And then you continue adding it. I have not plugged in the search strategy because this is a brand new review and we haven't gotten that far yet. And notice the extraction details. You can have either extraction number one, where you're mostly getting numerical data, very structured data, or extraction two, where you're being a little more qualitative and descriptive in what you are getting. Once you do that, you just click save, and that is now saved and finished. From there, you can move right along to who you want your reviewers to be. You can move to your team settings. And here is where you will decide whose contribution is what. You can also do your eligibility criteria. Again, this is a new review, so we have not done that yet. But this is where we will put in what the population is, what are we looking for. We do have a comparators because we are looking at a few different diseases. Any characteristics that we want to include or exclude, and anything else that might not fall under the standard PICO format, we could put under other. The other thing I want you to notice are the highlights. Highlights are an amazing feature that any word you put in here for, say you're looking at systems or you're looking at policy, if a word like policy pops up, you can have it as an inclusion criteria, and therefore it'll be highlighted as green, or an exclusion criteria, and therefore it's highlighted in red. I will come back and do another video as we go along with this review so that you can see what the highlighting and whatnot looks like. So today is getting started before this review is up and running. You can also do your exclusion reasons. This is mainly for your full text part. So once you get to the full text review, after you've done the screening of title and abstracts, you can add whatever exclusion reasons you want to add. So if you come across an article that looked like it was on policy and on systems, but it's not actually on systems, for our review, we would add no systems or systems not discussed. So you can add anything you want here as a reason for your exclusion. And these are relatively important. They don't have to be in any particular order. You can reorder them by moving them around like so. It's not necessary to me because you get a list and you just pick what you want. Now, once you finish that, you can also use what are called study tags. Study tags are things that you tag the study in the system. Sometimes this can be useful because you might want to remember a detail about it, or you might want to share a detail about a particular study across the group that you're doing, or maybe these tags are just for you because you're doing this solo. I do not suggest doing review solo. I do think you can use this software for other types of reviews that may be done independently. Okay, so once you've got all of those settings straight, and yes, you can go back and change them. Then you are going to import your references. So this is, you've done your search, you come here, you start importing your references. One of the things that's really nice is that they tell you what files can be imported. Yes, PubMed is a pain in the butt. You have to know which PubMed text because there's two of them. One works and one doesn't work, but the system will tell you if you did the right one. You can also put it in a particular place. And of course, you want to start with screen unless you're doing something else. And then it'll ask you, where did you get this information from? You can always edit. So, for instance, they have never included ProQuest Health Administration. And so I normally pick other, which would be central, because central is usually other, if they don't include it. And then on the back end, I will change the source, or I can click manage sources now and add my source, ProQuest Health Care Administration, and just add. And so now I have that in my list. See? Easy peasy. So anytime you see that they don't have a source, and this is important because you want to remember where you got something from. So sometimes you're uploading a bunch of files and you're like, oh, wait, did I do that one already? Especially when the database only allows you to upload, say, 50 at a time, 100 at a time, and you got 2,000 articles. You sometimes have to, it can get a little messy on and remembering, oh, did I do this one? Did I do that one? And so it's nice to label it. The other thing that is very nice is they do have an import history. So once you have some things imported, they will show up here, and then you will have, I think, a week to be able to delete it if you need to delete it, or undo it if you need to undo it. Now, if you call them or email them, they can always wipe the system clean, but that's what they do. They will wipe it clean if you call them and you start over from scratch. So be very careful as you're uploading. I do suggest having the librarian on your team to do that portion. Now, once everything is uploaded, you'll come to title abstract screening. You'll have things here, and everybody will be able to choose yes, no, maybe so. You'll know exactly who did what and how much is available, and it keeps going in that range. When you finish that, it goes down to full text review. Now, by the time you get to full text review, if you have not already started planning your data extraction, you might want to start considering on the beginning, on the front end, but sometimes you don't know enough about a topic to know what data you should extract or not extract. And so you should start thinking about it in the title abstract screening to say, oh, we're looking for this and we're not finding it, or we are finding it, and we need to start planning our data extraction. And so so that when you get down to data extraction, you can actually build it in. I will do a different video on how to build your data extraction. So this series will follow this review as we are conducting it. One of the things that's really nice about Covidence is that it does create your Prisma document for you. So it follows your process, what you've done. So try to do as much as possible inside of Covidence if you're planning on using Prisma. Please, please, please. And then it also can be exported. There's lots of export options if you want to know certain things, and we can go over that at another date. So for now, this is Covidence. Welcome. And again, stay tuned for the next videos on how this review progresses. Assalamu alaikum and goodbye.